increase in extreme weather events. New research shows the world is not on track to meet critical goals to avoid the worst climate disaster and save the health of our planet. To break it all down, what is at stake, and it's really all at stake, is a friend of the stream, renowned journalist when it comes to the environment, and executive director of Covering Climate Now, Mark Hertsgaard. Mr. Hertsgaard, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
A lot to unpack here. Let's recap day one. We saw delegates formally approved a historic fund to help low-income countries who bear the brunt of climate change. Basically, a aid package to them. Can you talk about the significance of this, as well as any other major points that have been covered so far?
Sure. Thanks again for having me. This is the, as you say, COP28, and it began under a real cloud because it is being hosted by not just a country that is a major oil producer, but the head of that country's national oil company, the United Arab Emirates. And indeed, there was a big investigative expose published by the BBC earlier this week using leaked documents that showed that the United Arab Emirates, on the one hand, is talking about saving the planet, and then meanwhile, behind closed doors, is trying to make business deals for further oil and gas development. A second expose published by Channel 4 News in the UK revealed that Saudi Arabia is doing much the same. Saudi Arabia officials, again, caught on tape in a sting camera interview, admitting that all this talk about climate action has them troubled, and so they are setting about to, quote unquote, artificially inflate demand for oil and gas around the world. So with that kind of a backdrop, there was a lot of suspicion about the United Arab Emirates hosting this meeting. That said, as you mentioned, the first order of business was the formal establishment of a loss and damage fund. Now, that has been a goal for the most vulnerable countries for almost 20 years now. The United States led the opposition for a long time, finally dropped it. And so this is a major step forward, but a very preliminary one, Brad, because there's not much money put forward for it yet. In fact, one of the leading advocates for this in Africa said that so far it's a drop in the ocean compared to the need, but it is an important step on paper.
Yeah, on paper, I think is the key there. And you're absolutely right. It is the strangest of things of where it is held and who it is held by. It would be like, you know, Exxon having an anti-fossil fuel conference, the strangest of places. So let's move now to other geopolitical regions. You know, after war broke out in Gaza, Covering Climate Now wrote an article about how the siege could jeopardize much needed international progress on climate change, specifically because this is in the same region, the Middle East. It's such an oil-rich area. So now we are 2 months in. Is this still a major concern?
Of course. Look, whenever there is major international conflict, and we saw this and see it still with the war in Ukraine as well, this creates, or I should say, obstructs rather, the kind of international cooperation that is so crucial for climate change. Climate change by its nature is a global problem. The atmosphere doesn't care where the greenhouse gas emissions originate from. It still warms the planet, whether that oil is being burned in China or Chicago or London or Brazil, you know. So we absolutely have to have that kind of cooperation. And frankly, we don't right now. And the Middle East is a big part of that. But U.S.-China is also a big part of that. And there have been some positive, timid but positive steps on that front, with the U.S. and the Chinese at least have started to resume talking about climate, and in particular, methane reductions. It's not just carbon that they're trying to deal with at this COP28 summit. It's also methane, which is a much stronger greenhouse gas than carbon dioxide is. So there are some tentative possible steps forward in this, but we're going to have to watch over the coming days. You know, the proof will be in the pudding. This conference ends December 12th. That's when we'll really know whether we've been able to overcome these kinds of international tensions sufficiently.
Yeah. And methane, of course, much harsher on the ozone than carbon dioxide. One quick final question. Quick, though, please. For a situation so dire as climate change, people likely wonder why progress can be so slow. We're talking like 28 years this has been going on. Finally, they're giving the countries that need money some funding. Like, come on. And then, you see these advertisements like, such and such a company is going to go carbon neutral by 2060. And it's like, the crisis is now, and that's 35 years from now. You've been covering this. You've been in this game a long time. Are people starting to get it? Is it starting to be heard? Is it starting to sink in, or do you still feel like we're just nowhere near?
It depends which people you're talking about. In general, yes, the general public cares a lot about this.
I'm talking about the people who are in control of things.
Right. I'm getting to that.
Okay.
So, but 70% of us do care. And if you are a voter, you can change what the people on the inside care about. Because the main reason that we haven't had progress is right here in the United States. We are the strongest economy. We're the biggest emitter. But we also have one political party, the Republican Party, that still refuses to accept that this is even a crisis, much less that something must be done about it. So if you want to take action on this, folks, get it across to Republican officials around the country that they've got to change their position on this, or it's going to be very, very hard to make the progress we need.
And we are seeing in some cases that happening. Not enough, some would argue, but great insight. We appreciate it. It's always a great lesson from you. Mark Hertsgaard, world-renowned environmental journalist, executive director of Covering Climate Now. We wanted to talk to you more, just don't have enough time, but we will certainly see you again soon, my friend.
Absolutely. Thanks again for having me.